Hello, my name is Michelle Mc Greevy, and I am a child of from an immigrant family. So my dad was born and raised in Fondi in the Latina region of Italy, and my mother's family was from Prada, which was the Caserta, I think that's the region in Italy there. So from both my mother and father's side, I have a lot of pride in being Italian and, you know, teaching my family about the heritage. And I'm lucky enough to have a lot of relatives that help to instill the culture and traditions that we still try to maintain today.
Well, very good. You're excellent on camera. Michelle, how important is to be Italian and to share, promote our Italian heritage with others?
Absolutely. That is, I would say, everything to me. It is not just something that's about me, it's everything about me. And, you know, just from the way that I was raised and how values were it was so important to instill values and traditions to carry on to the next generations. And, you know, there's a lot of challenges in life that get in the way with some of the culture and traditions, but we really do try to explain to our children the importance of where they came from and what their grandparents and great-grandparents have done to get us to where we are today. Because without them and some of their struggles, we would not be where we are living the life that we're living. So it's a very important it's very important to us to really instill those values with our children.
How important is the language? How do you transmit the language to others?
It is a beautiful language, and it is, you know, like it is a romance language, and I really wish that one of the things I really wish that I could speak fluently. I do understand a lot of conversation. I understand that, you know, a lot of dialects, but you know, formally to speak fluently like that, it's something I feel like I need to continue to work on, because I do think it's important. I do think, you know, that's what my family grew up with, is that was their language, and I want to be able to speak what they, you know, what they're comfortable with and what they learned growing up. So the language is a very important piece of it, and it's a very expression driven language, and I just think it's fun, and it's one just to know another language and be able to communicate with others in that language is really, I think, a privilege.
Tell our viewers some of the things that you remember growing up in an Italian family. Something that might be funny. It doesn't have to be...
Yeah, some of the stories, you can't make them up.
Very true.
The stories that would happen around the dinner table, like, you don't even know where they came from, but you know, some of the stories could have came from, you know, misunderstandings from the different cultures from Italy and America, and or the different ways that, you know, people took words and thought it was a different word because maybe it sounded like a, you know, something else to them. And so the stories, and yes, the arguing, the passion, that goes into everything that was done, whether it was the cooking for the family and the importance of having, you know, big Sunday dinner together, especially at my grandmother's house. There was always, you walk in the door and there's, you know, and there's just food waiting for you. And that's definitely something that I think is a lot different in this generation now. But, you know, that definitely is one of the biggest things that reminds me of the warmth that you feel in your heart. When you see that, you know, welcoming place that, you know, you could just go in and you're loved, and anyone that you bring with you, and just, you know, mangia, and eat, and just, you know, like you just relax, you know, just take the stresses of the day and be with family, because that, I think, what the Italians, you know, especially the immigrants, what they knew is, although working hard is very important, family is more important, and just as important to keep that bond and that strength of everyone together.
Family always offered a sense of security, am I correct?
Correct, absolutely.
Other than the screaming and the noise,
Yes.
there was always, you always felt that you were in the right place. You were safe there.
Yeah, definitely. I can say I feel that myself. That safe feeling that no matter what, that your family has your back, and that they'll never let you drown. They're there for you. If you were in hard times, you don't have to worry that you would, not have anywhere to go, or, everyone sort of comes in and just swoops in, whether, and sometimes it's overbearing, and sometimes but that's just the way we love. It's just all in, and it definitely is a safe place.
Some food that you remember vividly. Give me an idea of a couple of dishes that you recall from being around your mom, your grandmother, your granddad.
So some of my favorites, and again, this is my grandmother, amazing how they just whip up these dishes like it's nothing, but homemade manigotti, homemade risotto, and all of those types of dishes, and and the simple salad that was just, for some reason, I can't replicate it. Just, I don't know what it is, but all those dishes that were served were just, we're fighting over who can take a leftover, or who can, because they're just so amazing, and it's hard to replicate that.
And it's always it's amazing, and our grandparents or our grandmother, usually, because we are a matriarchal society, women were always confined to raise family. And I've always said, not because they were slavers of men, but because they were chosen to be the caretaker of men and raise a family. You know that a mom is the financer, mom is the educator, mom is the cook. Mom has 12 jobs, and the father has one, which is to tell his friends that he's in charge, right? But if you were to make something in the kitchen tonight, what would it be? Or I should rephrase that. How much do you cook?
I have to say that Nona does a lot of the cooking for us still. She just whips things up, and like it's not a big deal. And for me, it's like, all right, I'm gonna cook tonight. So okay.
What's her name?
My mother's name, Anne-Marie DiBiasio.
And it's not fair to ask her age, but
she's 67. She's a young,
she's a young
Nona,
lady.
and yeah,
she's a young
yeah,
lady.
she is. Yeah, so she keeps up with me and my, my family, and I just thank God for her every day, for the support that she gives us. I don't know how we would be able to, raise our 3 children without the support that she and, of course, others that are able to provide to us on a daily basis. So
well, you come from they come from a part of Italy which is rich in food.
Yes.
Of course, the Lazio region. Also, you have an area of Prata, which is in the province of Caserta.
Yes.
So you have 2 ambivalence in terms of food. So I am sure you have a rich cuisine repertoire in a family.
Yes.
But one dish that comes to mind. Let's say you were stuck in a kitchen and you had to cook. What would you make?
I think honestly it's probably something a little more simplistic than what, and again, I think it's a generational thing. Like my mom might, on a Sunday, she might make a big gravy with the meatballs and sausage and pasta, and we would do something like that. But for me, it would probably be like a baked chicken dinner in the oven, something. But again, fresh ingredients, like that's important to me, is always having high quality ingredients and just being flavorful and not bland, and just it's whatever the kids will eat at this point. So
it's perfectly normal.
Yes.
Lastly, as we wrap this up, this wonderful conversation. You're clearly very good on camera. You missed your call on television. What would you say to those people who are going to watch this video about our heritage?
Oh, it's such a rich heritage. And again, I'm incredibly proud of being a part of this heritage. I think it is so important to know where you're from and where your roots are, and the amazing struggles that our ancestors, our close ancestors, have gone through to get us where we are today. Because without them, we wouldn't have the vast resources that we have available to us, education, jobs, really good jobs, and You know, and again, that support system is huge. And if you have any opportunity to get over to Italy, it's an absolutely beautiful country, and the food is, I might be biased, but it's probably some of the best food in the world that you'll ever have. So it is, if you're able to get there, figure out a way to do it, because it is well worth it.
The Italian tourism business should hire you to promote their country. I want to thank you for being with us. Thanks for contributing this interview with the Italian Heritage channel here that we have on YouTube. Thanks again, and wish you the best.
Thank you. Ciao, ciao.
Windy thoughts upon the avenue, standing here and wondering what to do.